Hello YouTube friends, my name is Rose and I am a aspiring author, aspiring to be traditionally published eventually. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a pretty new channel. This is only my second vlog, but in the future it's going to be more vlogs. We're going to do writing sprints on live streams and some resource videos and that sort of thing. Anyway, all that's kind of covered in my introduction video. Welcome to my spare room that I like to call my office, but is really just a storage space for all the stuff in our house that we don't know where to put, which also happens to include my desk and my laptop and stuff. So this is where I write, and welcome. That's the ambiance. Cluttered stuff in a room with no organization. So, just to give you guys an update on the state of my project, today is Tuesday, May 4th. I'm at 93,000 something, working on Act 3 of my urban fantasy, maybe kind of paranormal, adult fantasy. Yes. Are you gonna join us? Come on. Now you've meowed from out of frame, so they have to see the cat. That's the rules about cats. This is Fox. He looks very thrilled to be here. So this morning I was working on drafting some new things. I mentioned in the last episode that I had some material from my previous draft that I was able to kind of reuse. And so I got through all of that, reused what I could reuse, and now it's up to drafting the new ending, which I was really kind of nervous about. I had it outlined and kind of planned in a very like bird's eye view kind of way. And so I was kind of nervous to get into that and worried that I was going to kind of hit a brick wall when I started drafting, which happens to me sometimes. Sometimes I'll like be all jazzed to get going and then stare at the screen and just be like, nothing's coming, or what is coming out is all terrible. But that didn't happen this morning, so I was pretty happy about that. So I have a little bit of material that I'm going to draft later today that I have sort of planned out already. And then from there, my outline gets vaguer and vaguer. Like I kind of know in broad strokes the beats that I want to hit, but I haven't really planned the nitty-gritty of how that's going to happen and what the scenes are going to be specifically. I normally leave that up to when I'm drafting. I normally plan kind of like the overarching, okay, here's what needs to happen in this scene, and leave it up to myself to figure out once I get there, because I'm in the middle ground, I guess, in terms of like pantsing and plotting. I can't go with no plan whatsoever, because then I write a meandering mess, and I can't go with super detailed plans, because as I'm writing things kind of evolve and shift, and then I wind up writing myself into a spot where my outline doesn't work anymore, and that stresses me out more than not having a plan in the first place. So I have the broad strokes of the next couple of scenes, So I'm going to work on finishing that scene today, and my actual hope is to finish this draft this week. I say that kind of thing all the time, so whether or not it actually happens, we'll see. But my hope is that I can finish what I will be calling a draft 1 later on this week. My ideas of the draft numbers, I don't know if anybody else does this, but like that fast drafting chaos that you get during NaNoWriMo, I like to call that a draft 0 because it's really not fit for anyone else's eyes. And the draft 1 isn't, fit for too many people's eyes, but it's a far cry from the absolute nonsense that happens during Nano. So I would say that at this point, when I finish this rewrite of Act 3, and then there's 2 things that I know I need to really just, I have to fix this, otherwise this whole character arc doesn't make sense, sort of thing. So I'm going to revise that before anyone sees it, and then after that it's off to beta readers, which I'm super excited about. So yeah, at this point I'm just going to probably set a Pomodoro timer and get some more words down. I hope I'm in focus. I'm doing a standing shot this time, just so it's different. I didn't film a little outro to my last Pomodoro sprint thing because my husband just got home right at the very end of it, so I felt weird talking to the camera when he was just getting home. But anyway, I got some good words in during that. I'm at currently 93,807, I think is what it said. So I was finally able to articulate something that is part of why I think Save the Cat is challenging for me. And I don't think that this is a fault of Save the Cat necessarily. It's kind of just how we tell stories as people. But Save the Cat kind of puts these terms on it that we always are having a catalyst scene or catalyst sequence followed by a debate sequence. So cause and effect. It's basically something happens and then your character has to react to it, and then something happens, and then the character has to react to it. And so when she's guiding you through these beats, these story beats, they're always kind of framed in that way. Like, you'll have the inciting incident, and that's a catalyst, and it's followed by a debate. And then, at the very end, or maybe at your midpoint, there's a midpoint twist, and that is a catalyst of some kind. And then it's followed by a debate sequence, which makes sense. Like, it makes sense. Cause and effect. Something happens, the characters have to react to it. They can't just keep having action happen at them. They have to be given time to kind of internalize and reflect. That's how we get character growth and character arcs. That makes sense. But as I am writing, I am constantly wondering, is this catalyst, I know that this is a catalyst, but is this catalyst my midpoint twist? Is this catalyst my break into 3? Is this catalyst my Hightower surprise at the very end? And there's no, I guess you as the author just have to decide. But what I was feeling as I was writing today was, here, I've written another catalyst. I've written another, big kind of set piece, game-changing type scene that happens to the characters. And it's followed by a scene in which they need to kind of, figure out what they're doing with their lives, figure out how they're going to go forward. And at the very end, in the finale sequence, Save the Cat calls that the Hightower surprise and the dig deep down or something. But as I was writing it, I was thinking that it was the Hightower surprise and the dig deep. But something in the back of my mind was like, are you sure? Like, maybe this isn't the finale. Maybe this is the all is lost and then the break into 3. How would I know? I've already written the all is lost and the break into 3, but maybe this is the even more all is losterer. This is even worse. Everything's gone to crap, even worse than it was before. And how can I determine that this is the finale and not the all is lost? Because, if you're thinking all is lost is, the actual lowest moment, this moment is lower than that. I guess it should be. Anyway, what I'm saying is that even though we have these kind of structures to guide us, and we have these beats that we're going by that are kind of telling us what to aim for, if you're writing from a place of informal training, basically you're just using books and maybe YouTube videos as guideposts, you don't have kind of that I guess training to know what you're doing and where you're going. And when you are going through that formal training of creative writing classes and maybe a degree, you get feedback from people. And I think that's the most valuable point of going through those classes and those programs. Getting feedback from people about your pacing, like, hey, your all is lost isn't really hitting for me because, 2 chapters later, things are so much worse and it just feels like the pacing is off there. Getting that kind of feedback is the most valuable point of those programs. And as people who don't have access to that, you know, we don't have that kind of built-in peer review process. So that is the sort of thing that I would love to foster through this channel. Some sort of sharing of work, some sort of feedback kind of process, I think is really valuable, and in a lot of cases that's the key piece that's missing from kind of advancing ourselves as writers and making our craft better. Because yeah, I have no idea. As I was writing, I had that kind of inkling in the back of my brain, like, is this the beat that I think it is? Is this the beat that I plotted it to be? Or is this something else? And there's no answer to that question until someone else can read it. I did the same thing earlier on, where I, in my first draft, I had something labeled as the midpoint. And then when I went back to do this revision, this draft, I was like, oh no, that's not my midpoint. That's my midpoint. And so all of a sudden, all these things kind of shifted, and the ending became a lot clearer because I was like introducing a lot of scenes that didn't need to be there because the beats that they were hitting were already there. They were just, you know, a third of the book earlier. And that was like such a key revolutionary moment for me. Like, oh my God, that's not my midpoint. That's not, sorry, my cat just almost knocked over a chair. If that's not my midpoint, then that's not the thing that I need to be building all of this off of. That is. And that fits better. So I kind of wonder if I'm going to have another one of those realizations in the next draft when I'm looking back at these scenes that I've written today. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on this for today. Happy Tuesday! Hello YouTube. There is quite a gap between the last clip that I filmed and this one. Last week we got some news that we needed to travel out of state for a funeral, so we were gone for 3 days, and I brought my laptop with me thinking I would get some writing done, but yeah, that just didn't happen, and that's okay. It was kind of a whirlwind traveling weekend. I think we did 16 hours of driving across 3 days. So, yeah, no wonder I didn't have any energy to do any writing, right? And then I was ill when we got back. Not anything, you know, COVID-y or contagious even, but just, you know, ill with other stuff. And so I haven't honestly done any writing since the last clip, whenever that was, which was sometime early last week. So I feel like I've lost so much momentum. I was so kind of on a roll and ready to get this fast draft finished, the fast drafting of this third act, and I just, like, all of my creative energy is just kind of lost right now. So I am forcing myself to sit down in front of my Scrivener document and just do a little bit of rereading, remembering where I was at, trying to get back that kind of energy and excitement for where I was at. Remind myself how close I am to the end. I did look at my outline a little bit yesterday, and I genuinely have only 6 scenes left to write before I'm at the end. I need to just do it. So today is gonna be like a refresh day, hopefully. I do have some like real work stuff to do in the afternoon, but there's a few hours yet before I need to work on that. So for now, I'm just going to try to remember where I was and see how that goes. And hopefully throughout the day today, I can get some more words in. Hey guys, it is later the same day, Wednesday. I think I said something about wanting to recapture energy earlier today. Boy, did that ever not happen. Work stuff was crazy and stupid today. So I'm feeling pretty exhausted. Did not get back to writing throughout the afternoon like I had intended. But I'm sitting here now, so don't think any sort of energetic burst is about to happen, but maybe some slow plodding progress can happen tonight. That's what I'm aiming for. Slow plodding progress. I can do that. I just want to show you guys how Fox, my cat, helps me. Here's my office chair. Here's the stinky cat, sharing the chair with me. He's a very good boy. Okay, this is my check-in for Wednesday. I have written 732 whole words today. I think 170 of them were from this morning. So I guess I went okay. Slow and prodding progress was all I was hoping for, and that's what happened. I thought I would be updating you and saying that every word was like pulling teeth, but it wasn't that bad. After a while, things started to flow a little bit, but I still have absolutely no energy left for the day, so I'm gonna call it a night. I finished the scene that I was working on, so now I only have 5 scenes to write. Yeah, because I'll fill that one in. So, and one of these that I've outlined isn't even really a scene that I have to write. It's more of like a hey, this thing has to happen. So really I only have 4 scenes to write before the end of this draft. And then I have some edits to make, and then I can have somebody read this thing. So that's not that much left. There's a meme going around on Twitter right now where somebody's toddler said that they wanted to be an astronaut, and their parent told them, okay, well, you've got to, do really well in math, and you've got to be really physically fit, and you've got to study really hard to do that. And the toddler was like, big deal, that's only 3 things. I feel like that's the mentality that I need tonight. And going forward into the rest of this week. Because I still have a bunch of stupid, mildly stressful work things to deal with tomorrow. So wish me luck on that. That it's not a super draining day again tomorrow, because I've had enough of those in a row. Anywho, that's only 4 things. That's only 4 things that I have to do before this draft is finished. And then the things that I have to edit. It's only 6 things that I have to do before this draft is finished. That's pretty cool, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Bye, guys. Hello YouTube, I hope I am in frame here. I think I set it up right. So it's been a while again since my last clip. Don't remember exactly what day I filmed last. I'm sure you will remember because to you I said it mere minutes ago, but today is May 19th. I was ill all last week and felt like I just lost an entire week to sitting on the couch. I think I mentioned it last time, but we had to travel out of town, I guess last weekend, and when we got back, I just felt like crap. This is the very first time that I had visited people, vaccinated people, without a mask on, and they got me sick. So that'll show ya. Masks work. I haven't had a cold for, a year and a half now because of the masks and stuff, and the very first time that I see people, I get sick. You can probably hear it a little bit in my voice still, but and even going back and watching the footage from that I filmed last time, I can kind of hear it starting in my voice, but I didn't know I was sick yet then. But anyway, just to give you guys an update, I finished my draft, asterisk. I finished my draft at nearly 96k words. And that has the caveat of the last 4 scenes I didn't write out completely. I just kind of wrote a brief summary of what I was planning to do, And then I handed it off to my beta readers because, like, after being sick and after basically 2 weeks of saying I can finish this week and not being able to get it done because of factors outside of my control, I was just so, like, keyed up and anxious about this thing that I was done looking at it. And I said to my beta readers, like, I'm really sorry. The ending is, like, it's just plain old not done. But for one, I can't stand looking at this anymore and I can't make myself write it. And for two, I feel like the ending is still gonna need some changes and I don't want to waste my time writing that out if my plot needs to be adjusted anyway. So I figured writing out summaries of my plans was kind of a medium ground, that I could kind of get away with cheating a little bit. And also I was well over my word count goal, and I did go back and fix some of the things that I mentioned I was going to fix. Like, there was a character arc that towards the end I kind of made her into a jerk, and I don't know why. I guess I just thought it would be it would add to the conflict. But anyway, I made her into kind of a eye-poking jerk, who was constantly pointing out things that people were insecure about. And then at the end, there's, like, this emotional hook that you're supposed to feel sad about her. At least that's the way that I intended it to be, and it just didn't work because, like, there was nothing building up to her being a sympathetic character. So, and that was one of the things that I mentioned last time, that I really needed to go back and fix that before my beta readers saw it. So I did that. I made her, rather than annoyingly insensitive, I made her annoyingly cheerful. So I don't know if that's gonna be a good substitute. I don't know if that's gonna be sympathetic, and if that emotional hook is gonna work now, but it's better than it was, I think. And then the other thing I did, there was a little character inconsistency with one of the characters that shows up more at the end. Like, you get a glimpse of him at the beginning, and then a few little mini scenes throughout the book, and then he's got a bigger role to play at the end. And his character was really inconsistent, so I went back and kind of smoothed that out a little bit. Again, still needs work, but, you know. And then the last thing I did after finishing those summaries was completely cut out my initial first chapter. And this has been a long time coming because that first chapter just, like, didn't go anywhere. I started it when I was fast drafting Nano. I introduced a character that literally never saw the page again in the rest of the book. Not only did he not see the page, but his name never even appeared at any point. So that I felt was kind of disingenuous and unnecessary. And also, it was a lot of just, like, me figuring out the world and figuring out this character, and looking back on that, none of it was necessary to the reader. So what I wound up doing was just cutting that out, writing a little bit more at the beginning of what was my second chapter, and that's my opening now. So I have a feeling that my beta readers are going to think that the beginning is rushed, because now there's not as much kind of lead up to this big event. So I'm definitely going to need to fix that, because I foresee that feedback coming to me. So that's on my horizon, but it's in my beta reader's hands right now, and I am not allowed to touch that draft at all. Period. End of story. until I get all of the feedback that I'm waiting for. So what I think I'm going to do instead of working on that is do some like low-key other creative stuff like drawing and painting and stuff, but then also start brainstorming in a very low pressure way my next story. And part of that is going to be brainstorming whether I want to start a new story or go back and pick up one of my old whips that's at like 30K and picking that up, which will take a lot of, you know, reworking and brainstorming and replotting and stuff like that. Because again, a lot of these things I started before I had any clue about plot structure and theme and story archetypes and that sort of thing. So they're just kind of very seat of the pants, even though I was trying to outline and stuff at that point, but it didn't go very well. So I'm going to end this vlog episode with this update, and then my next one, I'm gonna, I guess, just vlog a little bit of my creative sessions, my brainstorming sessions, and yeah, I don't know if whatever I'm gonna do next, because I don't know what it is either, is gonna go anywhere, but I thought that would be kind of fun to film and to share that kind of creative spirit, because now that I'm almost not sick anymore, I'm feeling that creativity coming back. Finally. Like last week I was just dead. Just totally dead. No physical energy, no mental energy, no creative energy. And I finally feel that all of that's coming back. So, phew. But yeah. So, thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Rose. I am an aspiring writer. Right, I guess I am a writer, but I'm aspiring to be traditionally published. I make vlogs so far here on YouTube, but I do plan on making other types of content. And if you enjoyed this, please subscribe, like this video, comment down below, and I hope to see you next time.